What does the identity need to be for Penn State football to get over that dreaded 10-2 hump? In y'all opinion, what's the identity?
It's fucking fearlessness, bro. Yeah, for our team specifically, because it's like we go into the games that we know we should win. We do what we're supposed to do, and then it's like the question mark games. There's some level of fear in the gotta have it moments where we can't ever seem to just fucking find it.
Yeah.
So that's number one. It's like, bruh, fuck the fear, fuck the outside noise, fuck what everybody's saying. Like, let everybody prepare. You're there and put in the positions to execute because everybody believes in you and believes you can do it. Mm-hmm. And when those moments happen in the games, that belief X factor, like that was the difference between our 2016 team, to me, was the belief factor. Yeah. I truly felt like everybody looked to the left and to the right and like, bro, like, I know you're going to get this shit done. I know you're going to get this shit done. Like, there was pure belief. And I talk about belief in sports all the time because, like, this is the highest level. Everybody's supposed to be the same. Everybody's fast. Everybody talented. Like, belief is such an X factor that can take a team to the next level. When a coach instills that in the players, and the players go out there and show that shit, that's what can make you win a championship.
You manifest that. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Confidence is a skill.
Confidence. That's a skill. I like that.
It's definitely a skill.
Confidence and attitude reflects leadership. And I think Coach Franklin has always had a model, right? And he's had so much turnover, especially at the coordinator positions, where like consistency in those rooms hasn't been there. And just talking to Coach Kaltenicki today, at least offensively, and I think like the defense, I'm never worried about the defense. Right. Like even when we were here, like I knew that standard had kind of been ingrained in the DNA of this program for
a long
decades.
time.
So like that's fortunately been able to kind of ride that wave through the case. And I think offensively, that's the question mark. Like, is this offense going to be able to be explosive this year? Is this offense going to be able to be fearless? Are they going to step into the ring with games that are, you know, going to Vegas lines, you know, money line or like, you know, 1-2 point spreads, like tight games.
Yeah, there'll be more of those games this year.
There's going to be a lot more. They got a hell of a 5-game stretch in the middle of the year. I forget exactly what it is, but middle end of the year, I mean, a 5-game stretch from hell with now Washington and SC and all those schools coming into it. Like, for me, it's just about whenever you step on the field, there is never like we have to play a certain way to win this game. It's we are going to dictate terms. Yeah. And like Bo and Drew said that type of stuff today too when they were talking about it, and I'm teasing y'all a little bit because it's going to be good stuff coming out. But they talked about like we want to be an aggressive offense. We want to be an attacking offense. We want to dictate terms rather than letting the defense dictate what we are going to do. Mm-hmm. And that is offense. You need to be on the offensive. And I think that's the switch that needs to flip, and something that 2016 team had. And I think like I said, attitude and character reflects leadership. I've been a big fan of Joe Moorhead, and I think Joe did a great job of doing that.
100%. And
I think that when you guys on the defensive side of the ball see that from the offense, it only breeds more confidence in you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the shit, honestly, that like the average fan, like people don't appreciate is like
complimentary football.
The complimentary football, like how much just momentum. We were talking about it just before this. You were talking about Dan.
Yeah.
Dan plays a certain way.
Yes.
He throws his dick on the table every game.
Every time.
Rolls, shoves all in, and just go.
All in every fucking time.
He lives and dies by that, right? And like honestly, if I'm a player, I would rather play for a guy that I know is going to shove all in on his guys 10 times out of 10 than be tentative in certain ways to try to protect inefficiencies.
Yeah.
I'd rather put you in a situation where you sink or swim and we'll deal with the repercussions. Right. And I think that's where the program is at this point in time. Is like, are they going to make that decision to dive into the deep end and then deal with whatever comes next?
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's almost that approach with Coach Franklin. Like Coach Franklin talks about one day at a time, one game at a time, one this at a time. Mm-hmm. It's one decision. It's one thing at a time. But you have to make that first decision be one of complete fearlessness into the deep end and 100%. Just roll.
100%.
So I do get a vibe though from the guys.
It's at that point.
That, like
This time is now,
Like
baby.
people are like, like it's time to shove.
We were doing those NIL like interviews, like after you all finished up every time.
Yeah.
Like we're like it's a retain the reward campaign that they're gonna launch on Monday, and most people were like just kind of like freeze on camera. I'll tell you the most loose and the best response we got was from Colton Nixon.
Yeah.
Like, he was the most natural on camera. He was out there. He was confident, and like if that's his like natural personality, I think that's gonna go a long way.
Right.
Yeah, I got a hell of a vibe from that dude.
Yeah.
Like I think you could go and drink a case of beer with him, like and have a great.
He's got a nice beard.
Yeah, he's got a great
It goes
beard.
a long way. It goes a long way.
But like B, like yeah, I got a great vibe from that man. So I'm excited about that.
Also, when you're talking about like expectations next year, like you gotta think about like it's a 12-team playoff next year, right?
Yeah.
Very true.
It's gonna be the 12 team, so it's like
And we'll be in better position.
Even if you don't win your conference, you just gotta finish in the top 7 of those next 5 teams that didn't make it.
Hey, GP,
And
we're
it'll
not
be
thinking like
easier.
that,
Yeah.
man.
But this is a big deal.
All you gotta do is get in there, and then once you get in there,
But like we were
Not a
saying,
conference is a big deal though because the structure of our conference has always been Michigan, Ohio State, Penn
is.
State. We're all in one place
Yeah.
on the Big Ten East.
is.
Like,
Well, let's keep
that's
it being
all done.
Well, let's keep it a being.
that'll make it easier.
With
But
the
there's
exception,
also-
easier
with
with
the
that now.
exception
But like
of
we
the
said-
last 2 years, it's been Ohio State and everyone else.
yeah.
It has been.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
we've been getting Michigan. Michigan got us the last couple of
Right.
years, but that's
But those are the only games that are close between the three of us.
That's what I'm saying.
Michigan State fell off.
Indiana, Wisconsin, they're not Iowa, they're not cakewalking to the
You
Big Ten
think about like
championship.
a
no more.
rematch on
Well,
that
that-
stage,
yeah,
you don't think
That's
you're
what I'm
gonna
saying.
like,
They cakewalked to the Big Ten championship.
But
off
like
the
we were
strength
saying
of their
earlier,
conference.
there's
They're
other
not.
schools, SEC, that are waiting for the same opportunity.
They
Ole
are.
Miss.
They are.
Texas
But
has kind of been up there
But let's
the
think
last
about
2
it.
years.
Let's think about it.
It's still going to be competitive, I
What
feel
did
like.
Penn State all right? These past 2 years, if there would have been a 12-team
Right,
playoff,
right.
they would have been in it.
Right.
Past 2 years, we'd have been in it.
That's true.
they would have been in
a
it.
few
yes.
times.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They'd have
Yes.
been in it. So it's like
And we
just
would have been
give
in
them
it
that
too.
opportunity.
We should have been in it,
Yeah.
too.
But I think that ultimately, like, just getting there, right? That's just another like shiny thing. And then
Right.
if you just lose in the first round, like,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
like I think that everything we just talked about in terms of like dictating terms and aggressiveness and like going into it and ultimate fearlessness and belief kind of plays into that. Now you do have an opportunity to understand that we could trip and fall but still stay focused and then get back into it and play our way back into it, but still you need a mature team that's player led in a certain way to be able to understand and comprehend that. And it's a very fine line as a head coach, like if that's a headlining conversation that you even bring up. Right? Like it's like you have to have a very mature team to bring up like, hey guys, like we're gonna go out there and roll them.
Yeah.
If something doesn't go our way, like worst case scenario, like you never hear a coach with an immature team talk about worst case scenario. It's always like we have to do this and there's no other option. Because if you give that freeway, man, that shit can get off the rails
Burn the
fast.
ships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
We used to have that on the
Fitz,
t-shirts.
Fitz, you did burn the ships.
We used to have that on the shirts.